Hello and welcome to Azure's Live Mert to the Future. Today I have a very special guest. I think you know her from IoT Live. So Maria-Anastasia Moustaka will be with us today. Hi Maria, welcome to Mert to the Future.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, how are you?
I'm pretty fine, thank you. How are you, Mert?
I am fine, thank you. So can you please introduce yourself? You're an Microsoft MVP, a Microsoft Student Ambassador. Also, I think you're a STEM Ambassador. Am I correct? You have lots of community contributions.
Yeah, I am Maria-Anastasia, as you said, and a few days ago I have been awarded as a Microsoft Azure MVP. Moreover, I am studying computer engineering and informatics at the University of Patras here in Greece. And I work as a software engineer at the Team Candy remotely from Rhodes. As you said before, I am also a Gold Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador and also a robotics teacher. And finally, I love to give presentations about Azure Iot, and I am a co-host of the IoT Live Twitch live stream.
So great. Before we start, can you explain your journey to being an MVP and also joining the Azure Live team?
Mm-hmm. The last 1 year, with the pandemic, I presented about Azure Iot all over the globe. I start from the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador community, and then with Twitter and LinkedIn, I acquaintance many tech experts as you and as Pete and Cliff. And so I joined IoT live stream. And as I have many contributions in the Greek community, but also in the tech community all over the globe, I nominated as a Microsoft MVP, and then I awarded on the 1st of December.
Okay, great, and congratulations. So you're a developer, but you're interested in IoT stuff. So how did it start?
Mm-hmm. Um, when I studied when I was at Patras where I studied, I saw a robotics team, a robotics club, so I joined, and then I um, I started to use and to program Arduino and other IoT devices such as Raspberry Pi. And I love IoT and all these devices that you can connect your things, your stuff with the internet. So then I started present about it in Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador community, and to learn more things every day for my presentations. And I think that this helped me with programming too, because programming it's always the same. The basics are always the same. So I am a developer and I programming in C Sharp and we in my work we use very much the Azure. But on my free time, I programming Arduino, Raspberry, and of course I connect them to Azure Iot Hub, etc.
So I think it is better to see your codes are running on a real device instead of a browser.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So today I think you will talk all about Azure IoT, and I think there are lots of stuff to talk about. So
Yeah, I I thought that many students, but not only students, always ask me about the Azurite solutions. So I thought to sum up all these solutions and to present something like this. So I told you about this information, so I think I can continue on. And let's take a look with what we're going to deal with today. We will talk about these Microsoft Learn courses, Microsoft Azurite Strategy and Solutions, Introduction to Azurite Hub, learn how to manage IoT devices and as an IT admin, and then introduction to Azure Iot Edge. And this is our journey for today. So today we will learn what the IoT is. Then we will understand what Azure IoT is and how it works. After that, we are going to identify ways you can use Azure Iot. Then we will examine the Microsoft vision for Azure Iot. And finally, we will see a Christmas Iot application. So let's get started. First of all, Internet of Things is the communication network of many devices, as well as any object that incorporates electronic means, software, sensors, and network connectivity to allow data connection and exchange. These sensors are typically embedded in monitoring devices, and these devices, known as IoT devices, have some processing power to control communication. Now, the stream of data they generate is known as telemetry, and the most used telemetry values, for example, are temperature, humidity, location, pressure, etc. Simply, IoT is the connection of all electronic devices to each other as a local area network or with the ability to connect to the internet. Now, the term things is not strictly associated with certain products, but it refers to a wide variety of devices. The main feature of all of them is the connection between each other in order for the user to be able to control them from a computer or a mobile device. And when we talk about IoT, we refer both to machine-to-machine communication. For example, a sensor realizes that it's night and sends a signal to the shutters to close, as well as in human-to-machine communication. For example, a person via his cell phone closes the shutters. Now, why is IoT so helpful? IoT help us in our daily life, and in the other hand, Iot help us in tasks that are very, very difficult to take place without it. Moreover, once data is collected, it becomes possible to analyze it and to gain meaningful and actionable insights. These insights can help increase efficiency, reduce waste, or lower costs. Alternatively, might make smart spaces more secure because it will be more possible from IT employees to understand the data and detect security gaps. Why am I using and deal with IoT? As you can see in this slide, the total installed base of Internet of Things connected devices worldwide is projected to amount to 30 billion units by 2025, a sharp jump from the 13 billion units that are expected in 2021. So, how to start dealing with IoT? First, you have to understand how IoT system work. How IoT systems work. First of all, we have sensors like this one that detect a physical property and send it to microcontrollers like here, like Arduino here. Then microcontrollers sends this data to the gateway, in this case the Raspberry Pi. And finally, Raspberry Pi sends the data to Azure Iot here. In the cloud, a resource known as Iot Hub, Azure Iot Hub, collects the data and processes it. The hub might also communicate back to the devices, perhaps changing settings or parameters. Thus, we can inform about this data from our mobiles, for example, or from our computers. Here we have some must-haves you need to have to start dealing with IoT. First of all, we have the microcontroller. Microcontroller is a small computer on a single metal oxide semiconductor that contains CPUs and programmable input and output peripherals, or a PCB. Nowadays, we have for our IoT systems PCBs, printed circuit boards like Arduino, to processing all the information by sensors. In order now to choose the right PCB for you, you have to think about how much space it should take, or how many peripherals it should have, and some other questions like this. Of course, next we also need some sensors for detecting or measuring a physical property. Then we need a breadboard and cables to connect the elements. Those two are so important, but we often forgot to put them on our shopping list. I have to explain to you what the breadboard is, because many developers don't know it. Don't know it. Um, Breadboard is so important for the construction of temporary circuits and do not require any welding. Here is a breadboard. As you can see, aside from horizontal rows, breadboards usually have what are called power rails that runs vertically along the sides. Usually they will be labeled with a plus or a minus and have a red and blue or black stripe, sorry, undedicate the positive and negative side. When you put a cable in one hole and another one in, in another hole with the same number, it's like you put these cables together. So this is the reason we haven't any welding. After that, we need to have a basic knowledge of electronics, like how breadboard works and how electronics works, etc. And also basic knowledge of programming. Of course, we need to have internet connection to send information to the internet. Um, and on PCBs that you don't have a built-in Wi-Fi chip, as Arduino, we have to put an extra microcontroller for Wi-Fi connectivity. Next, we need a gateway as a Raspberry Pi, which receives the data from all the boards and upload it to the server. And for those who don't know what Raspberry Pi is a low-cost credit card size computer that plugs into a computer monitor or ATV and uses keyboard and mouse. It's a capable little device that enables people to explore computing and to learn how to program in language like Scratch and Python, C Sharp, etc. It's capable of doing anything you'd expect from a desktop computer to do, from browsing the internet and playing high definition videos to making spreadsheets and playing games. You can do anything with a Raspberry Pi. What's more, the Raspberry Pi has the ability to interact with the outside world and has been used in a wide area of digital maker projects. And last but not least, Raspberry has also a very, very huge community that is very helpful. Next, we have.
I have a question about Raspberry Pi. So,
Mhm.
which operating system does it support? For example, can I install Windows on it or
Mhm.
only Linux operating systems?
Linux is the best, I think, operating system for the Raspberry Pi. And if you visit the official Raspberry Pi website, you will find all the instructions to how to download the most helpful OS for you for your Raspberry Pi, but uh, it's a Linux based OS.
Okay.
Um, I see the chat, but I have missed some of the conversation. So if I have any question, Um, I will. I think I haven't any question. I saw Christmas wishes and
Uh,
from.
I think there are no questions yet,
Mhm.
but I have lots of questions for you. But I am waiting for the next slides. Maybe you'll already answer that questions.
Okay. Next, in our list, we need the server that. Oh no, I told. Oh no, I was there. Yeah, we need the server that um, accepts all the data. And for security reasons, but not only for security reasons, I use Microsoft Azure, as you can imagine. And last but not least, we need patience. We're here now, and I would like to explain what Microsoft Azure is. Um, First of all, Microsoft Azure is a cloud platform that has more than 200 products and cloud services designed to help us bring new solutions to life and to solve today's challenges. And with Azure, we can build, run, and manage applications across multiple clouds on premises and at the edge with tools and frameworks you want to use. Microsoft also has entered the IoT sector many years ago with a strong cloud based offering using pre-configured modules with enabled rapid deployment of an IoT solution. The service includes devices as specific SDKs for a Visual Studio, support for Linux and Windows-based devices, and a cloud-based service which can quickly and reliably scale from a few sensors to millions of simultaneously connected devices with secure. Um, Moreover, Azure Iot can help organizations across all industries to solve a common set of business challenges, to fuel innovation, of course, and digital transformation. Such challenges are complexity, cost, and security that we have shown before. Also, Azure Iot has excellent support such as the Microsoft employees, as the huge community it has. And um, here are the four the four that I said before. Uh, Reduce complexity, manage co-solution, security, and support. Um, And here we have an Azure Iot architecture. Um, an Iot application consists of the following subsystems. First of all, we have things, physical things with embedded sensors that are connected to the internet. Then we have insights, the results from processing and analyzing the data. And then here we have actions, the automated or manual response to the insights. Moreover, we have here devices that can securely register with the cloud and send telemetry data. Alternatively, multiple devices might communicate locally with an edge gateway device. Then we have a cloud gateway service or hub to securely read the incoming data and provide some device management capabilities. And then we have stream processing. Stream processors that consume the telemetry data, integrate with business processes, and place the data in the storage. And last but not least, we have a user interface to visualize data and enable easy device management. Now we can continue our journey, and here we have many industries that can benefit by innovating with Iot and Azure Iot. Examples of these industries include manufacturing, transportation and logistics, energy and natural resources, agriculture, retail, government, healthcare, financial services, smart buildings, and smart cities. But IoT is even on us. And we can continue to see which are Azure Iot Services. Here are all the services that it's strictly connected to Azure Iot. The first two services are the main Azure Iot services, but there are more services through for Iot. So let's take a look. Let's begin with the two main services. First of all, Azure Iot Hub. Azure Iot Hub provides secure and reliable communication between our Iot application and the devices it manages. That is, Azure Iot Hub provides a cloud-hosted solution backend to connect virtually any device. Through the Azure Iot Hub, you can see various information to monitor your system and make your own custom solutions for how you want this to look from scratch. Azure Iot Hub provides us with an extremely safe and reliable communication between of the application and the devices it manages. Second, allows us two-way communication, as you can see in this picture. Third, Azure Iot Hub is a platform as a service solution that integrates with many Azure services, and this is a very important thing. And Azure Iot Hub has many programmable SDKs for popular languages like C, C#, Java, Python, Node.js, etc. And finally, supports multiple protocols like HTTPS, MQTT, and etc. The next is the Azure Iot Central. Iot Central is similar to the Azure Iot Hub, with the difference that Iot Central is not a custom solution. The solution offers communication with devices too, but has specific templates. It's essentially built on the Azure IoT Hub. And Azure IoT Central provides us with an extremely safe and reliable communication between of the application and the devices it manages, as well as Azure IoT Hub. Allows two-way communication too, but Azure IoT Central is a software as a service solution. Next, Azure IoT Hub provides specific templates, as I told you before, and for this reason, it doesn't require deep technical knowledge. It's more easy. Next, we have Azure Iot Security Services. Because, as you know, as we all know, when it comes to data transfer and storage, we need to take the necessary measures to protect them. I think that you can understand that, especially in the Internet of Things, it's very important to protect our data and our systems, because violating them can be very, very critical. You can think about what could happen if someone violated the system we have in our house. We He or she could break into the house or have some information about a lot from us, from our daily lives. And that's why it's necessary to use a cloud system that is very reliable, such as Microsoft Azure. Here we have these three solutions: Azure Sphere, Azure Device Provisioning Service, or DPS, and Azure Security Center for Iot. First, we have Azure Sphere, and Azure Sphere is a solution for creating devices with high security. Azure Sphere is a secure end-to-end IoT solution, which contains certified chips, as you can see here. And Azure Sphere OS based on Linux, and of course Windows OS. Here, excuse me, I pass a slide. Sorry, it's a little spoil.
No worries.
No, I think that I forgot to write down the characteristics, but I could tell to you. So Azure Sphere has Azure Sphere certified chips. Include built-in Microsoft security technology to provide connectivity. Azure Sphere OS adds layers of protection and ongoing security updates to create a trustworthy platform. And Azure Sphere Security Service Brokers trust for device-to-cloud communication, detects threats, and renews Iot device security. Of course, Microsoft security experts monitor emerging threats and design updates. And now we have this slide that you can see that Azure Sphere can be combined with Azure Iot Central, such as with Azure IoT Hub, of course. Here we have Azure Device Provisioning Service. This service is an auxiliary service for the Iot Hub in which no human intervention is required, allowing millions of devices to connect in a safe way. Azure Iot Edge now is a combination of cloud service and runtime running on the device, and it's based on the Azure IoT Hub too. This service is intended for those who want to analyze most of the device data locally instead of the cloud, either due to networking issues or other problems. IoT Edge allows you to, first of all, because it can run some functions on the device spends less time communicating with the cloud. And second, it provides a cloud interface and runtime module, which allows us to make our devices, to manage, our devices through the IoT Hub. And third, it allows the use of Docker compatible containers. Next, allows access to certified hardware, Linux or Windows, devices that support container engines. I think, yeah, I'm here. And next, Azure IoT Edge allows us to develop models that have been built and trained in the cloud and runs them on devices. IoT Edge uses the model to process data locally and respond quickly to the event. Last but not least, allows us to use languages such as C, C#, Java, Node.js, and Python too. Azure IoT Edge devices record a large amount of data, but you usually only need a small portion of this data for further analysis. Due to this, IoT Edge reduces costs by allowing only the data portion needed to be shipped. Moreover, often IoT devices need to work offline with the cloud, and IoT device automatically syncs the latest device status as soon as it reconnects. Next, IoT Edge provides security in a number of ways, such as in partnership with the IoT Hub. We can ensure that only the right devices can communicate with each other and that they have the right software installed. And Next, IoT Edge can offer added security by integrating with Azure Security Center. Edge can protect personal data, of course, and this data can be cleared before being sent to the cloud, thus providing better protection for everyone's privacy. Finally, it acts as a gateway and thus provide connectivity and analytics to IoT devices that would not otherwise have these capabilities. Next, we have IoT data analysis, and we have three solutions here. We have Azure Time Series Insights. We have Insights that enables the display of anomalies in data, which can be difficult to detect visually. Thus it automates the problem-solving process. Then we have Azure Maps. Azure Maps enable the display of vehicle locations on the map and the calculation of the optimal route with many parameters and preferences. And Azure IoT, Azure Maps includes a number of features for mapping geopolitical data. For IoT applications, useful features include traffic, routing, weather, and search, of course. And last but not least, for this category is digital twins. It's a very useful solution. Azure Digital Twins enable the creation of digital models and can be used to create solutions that manage system operations more efficiently. These environments could be buildings, factories, farms, energy networks, railways, stadiums, and even entire cities. And I think last category is IoT Hub Sdks. And we have Azure IoT Device SDKs, Azure Iot Services SDKs, Provisioning Device SDKs, and Provisioning Service SDKs. For advanced developer support, .NET, C, Java, Node.js, Python, and iOS. And here I have made a summary table to help you remember these services, because we talked about many services today. We have here the two main solutions or services. Then we have the three services, the three solutions for security. Then we have Azure IoT Edge. Here we have the three solutions for data analysis, and here we have the four solutions for SDKs. And one more summary table here to help you remember the difference between each solution. Here it is a star because I think that all the main solutions for IoT, it's based on Azure IoT Hub, and it's a platform as a service solution. Then we have Azure Iot Central. It's easier than IoT Hub because we use templates, and it's a software as a service solution. Then we have Sphere for security, and it has MCUs and OS. Then we have DPS for security too, and it's zero touch. And then Security Center, of course, for security. Next, we have Azure Iot Edge, um, that has modules, runtime, and cloud interface. Then for data, we have time series insights and maps, and of course, digital twins. And not last but not least, programmable SDKs. Um, now we have just finished this summary, and we have completed a quarter of Azure's Iot learning path. You can also visit Microsoft Learn and learn and study these modules by your own. Here are some resources. Of course, our Microsoft Learn here, first of all. But we have also GitHub, that is a great tool for developers. Next, we have SparkFun, Instructables, and Adafruit, that they are great websites for IoT and electronics projects. I would like uh, to tell you a fun fact about Adafruit. Adafruit has this name because the first three letters, Ada, it's from Ada. Excuse me, the name. Excuse me, Ada Lovelace. Sorry, my brain didn't.
No worries.
Yeah, it's the first person that code the first program. And because we haven't many women in the tech community and in tech, I would like to share to you because maybe it's a little motivation for girls and for women to code. To continue with my resources, here is my blog. It's a blog about Iot, but sometimes I write some blog spots about developers' life. Nowadays, I wrote some articles about Christmas because I'm a Christmas freak. And yes, our journey it comes to an end, and I would like to show to you a IoT project idea for Christmas. Only the idea. Don't we don't lose very much of your time. But we can make we will see how we can connect our Christmas lights with Azure. in order to turn them on and off from our devices. So you will need a Raspberry Pi or Arduino, but because Arduino hasn't embedded Wi-Fi module, you have also a ESP32 or a ESP86, something like this module. Then we need to have our Christmas lights. Then we have a relay, but here we have to be very careful or to call someone that knows this work to um, connect our Christmas light with the relay. Then we have to have cables, breadboard to make the connections, and then Azure Iot. Here is the solution with the Raspberry Pi. As you can see, you have to connect the relay with your lights or a light, and then this relay with Raspberry Pi. Here is the connection. Then we have the solution with a Arduino. This is the way you can connect with the relay. You connect the relay with a port, and then you have to put it in the 5 volts voltage and with the ground. And here is the way you can connect the ESP32 with the Arduino. And the way you connect the light is the same as before. These days I will upload this solution to my blog and show to you the code I used. So stay tuned. You can find me here. The first link is a link that it has all of my links. Then we have I have my LinkedIn. You will find me. You could connect with me, and you could ask me to help you if you have any question or something like that. Then I have my Twitter. I am very I love Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter the past 1 year and something. I would love to connect to you. And excuse me, my voice. Excuse me. I hope that it isn't coronavirus. And then I have my blogspots. As I told you before, thank you very much. If you have any questions, you could ask here. And of course, my countdown to Christmas. We have only 2 days, so Merry Christmas to all. Have a great holidays. Have a great time. And I wish you the best. I wish you to have all that you wish. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maria. And before the audience, I have two questions for you. And I didn't want to interrupt your presentation. It is fantastic, by the way. Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
I want to ask you to Power BI because I think we can integrate Power BI to visualize the data. Is it possible?
Of course, of course. We can we can connect Power BI and other Microsoft solutions to our IoT systems. Um, for example, we can make an app in our Power BI, and that integrates to Azure IoT Hub, or yeah, and with some 1 month before, with the great company of Pete, Cliff, John, etc. We had made a solution that it's use logic apps that and logic apps. It's not strictly connected to IoT, but because of Azure and that Microsoft wants to help you to connect all the solutions together, you can use the solutions with Azure Iot. I would like to make these projects some time, and but there is I think there is many documentation on internet, I think, from other MVPs that are more time MVPs than I am. But yeah, you can connect other Microsoft solutions with Azure IoT Hub.
Okay, great. And I have a question about the general IoT stuff. For example, we have a data center and heat sensors in it, and sending the heat data to track the data center. Uh, for example, some sensors are malfunctioning and sending wrong data. So, how can we ensure which is correct, or what should we do in this situation?
Mhm. First of all, we have to make many examples to ensure that to ensure what we waiting from our sensors to detect and to send to us. Uh, so I think that the answer in your question is that we have uh, to make some examples and some experiments, and take many uh, insights to finally see what we have to expect, what is right, what is wrong, why we have uh, some wrong solutions, and because sensors sometimes have voice problems, and um, yeah. So I'll tell you to make very many experiments.
Okay, so mm, For example, I want to start to learn IoT and you share some good stuff, for example, the MS Learn and other web pages, blogs, also your blog. And do I need to buy an hardware like Raspberry Pi or Arduino, or are there any simulators?
Yeah, first of all, you can visit some web simulators to ensure that you like this technology. There are many simulators on the internet about Arduino, and it's a simulator about Raspberry Pi in Azure. So I tell you to visit these simulators first, and then if you would like to continue deal with Iot, I think that you have buy a Raspberry Pi or an Arduino and some sensors and some cables and the list that I had in my slides, and um, I think that you have start from very small and easy projects like Arduino that turns on and off some little lights, and then with some buzzer, then with some sensor that detects motion, for example, and then then I think that you could continue with Azure Iot. First of all, with Azure Iot Hub, but with Azure Central, because it has templates, so it's more easier. It's like it's very easy, like a game that you have the device and you bring some little windows about telemetry, about some um, insights or whatever you want to see in your device.
Okay, thank you very much. And this was a great session. And I learned lots of things about IoT. And I think our audience liked the session, like me. And hope to see you on other episodes, maybe about C Sharp topics or
Mhm.
some live demos.
Great, thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Um, Merry Christmas
Merry
for
Christmas to
you
you.
and for the audience.
And I think Johnny, yes, he says also great session. Hi, John. So thank you very much, everyone. And thank you, Maria, again.
Thank you.
And see you soon. Cheers.
Bye.